everyone, this is Marvelous Mike, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Wrestling, or I want to say a headline in wrestling. And I just wanted to weigh on my 2 cents on the Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out of Monday Night Raw. All I can say is, wow. I can respect the fact someone stands up for themselves, but still yet, you're there to do a job, you're contracted to do a job, and you can understand why that the WWE wanted to go with and wanted to go into this direction. Number one, Sasha Banks and Naomi, I know that they have put a lot of effort into their tag team, but they are both singles stars. Also, the WWE has never been the place of the tag teams. Yes, there's the Usos, but Vince McMahon has proven over the years, and just in a few exceptional cases, that tag team wrestling is not as important to him. From all reports is that both of them walked out due to the creative decisions. I mean, this is really a controversy because the WWE themselves issued a statement concerning this. And Sasha Banks, according to reports, and Naomi was concerned about a 6-person challenge to challenge the Raw Women's Championship. And they was going to have either one of those two. One of them was going to pin the other, and they was going to continue it on Raw. They was going to continue it on SmackDown. They didn't want to break up their tag team, and no doubt they would have dropped the tag team championships eventually to Doudrop and Naomi, building up those two characters, which is understandable. And the WWE was adamant in establishing this fact that they wanted to create some type of controversy. Controversy is storytelling. Conflict is storytelling. But they decided that they did not want to do this, and ultimately they decided to walk out of Monday Night Raw. I'll say this: you don't do this to Vince McMahon. I would not be a bit surprised if this is not a work, and it's possible that it is, that if this is not a work, that Sasha Banks and Naomi will be featured endeavored. And this is something that you just don't do to Vince McMahon. And he's the one that's in control ultimately of everything. That's the way that it is. And they're under contract to perform. And simply, you do your job. Even though you can go and you can do suggestions, ultimately the decision is Vince McMahon on which direction that he wants to take. You're under contract to do a job, you do it. You're one of the top 2 women's division stars, you're going to do it. They had concern, undoubtedly, over the women's division's tag team championship, which is understandable, but you do your job. You're featured. You're one of the stars. You know, you're going to be put in a prime spot with each one of the champions, the one on Raw and the one on SmackDown. And so this is not the way to go with, regardless of what you want. I mean, I know there's instances where Stone Cold back during the day took his ball and he went home, and all this stuff. But Sasha Banks and Naomi are not at the Stone Cold level. They're very important in the women's division, and it's important that they have their voice, but they don't act like this. And you don't act like a non-professional when you're privileged to be on TV, when you're privileged to work a program, and when the WWE always with their tag teams, even they did it with even the Usos. They're going to get that controversy about that time that they're going to turn over, and they're going to turn one against the other. It generates something, and this was supposed to end up with a match between Naomi and Sasha Banks, maybe at Hell in the Cell or something of that nature, and maybe possibly build up both, and they would end up with a SummerSlam match with one or the other if one was able to win one of the championships, which it's possible that they would have done. You do your job. You don't do this to Vince McMahon and have him to change his mind like this. You can voice your concerns because ultimately it's his decision. So I would not be a bit surprised, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, I would not be a bit surprised if both of them are featured, endeavored, and released from the WWE sometime this week. They say it won't happen, but you know what? You don't do Vince McMahon like this. So anyway, this is my thoughts and my feelings on this matter. I know that it's probably controversial, but oh well, the way I feel. And this is the Wrestling Guru, Marvelous Mike, and you all can say what you want to do about this, but you know, they're privileged to be in that spot, and there are other women that is in the WWE, particularly in NXT, it's coming up. They will take their spot, and the show will go on, and it will be a footnote, and the WWE will continue to go on. We can get mad or whatever we want to over it, but it's not going to change Vince McMahon's mind. And they have a show to put on, and they was just trying to create hype. They was trying to give them a story, and you know, you do what you do what you're told to do when it comes to creative in the WWE. So anyway, I hope you all like this, and that you all get some sort of hope it didn't make too many mad, but anyway, that's the way my thoughts on it. So anyway, we'll see what happens this week. Talk to you later. Bye bye.